This technique, I'm going to use a semi-automatic weapon. This is a Colt 380, slide operated. Once again, always check the weapon to make sure that it's unloaded, that the clip is out. You can see that the clip is out. Always aim it away and dry fire at least one time. Using this type of weapon, since it's slide operated, grabbing the way I did on the last technique is okay as long as you're able to get the weapon away before it fires. But if it's on single action or it's back, then it cuts down, once again, the reaction timing. Grabbing the weapon up here, if it does fire, the slide is going to eject back. So you have some type of complication there. There are some techniques that I use that I recommend for this that I like very well. The first one being a technique where I come in behind his hand and come back towards attacking the trigger finger or trapping the trigger finger. You can see there's very little room for me to operate here, but if the hands are up or hands down, as I clear the body, you'll see my hand coming in from behind, back towards me, with my thumb sliding down the weapon, trapping the trigger finger. Now my thumb has more leverage and pressure than does his index finger. So you can test that all day long with different types of people. They're not going to be able to pull the trigger if you're able to trap right there. You don't have much time, but when you move in from behind, clear the body. Once again, just in case, you have the trap of the trigger finger pushing back against the trigger guard. Then using the same disarming technique and the same body movement and footwork, step back and to the side, trapping the person to the ground. So once again, in mastering this, it's a quick movement, and the hand comes from the opponent back towards you, trapping the trigger finger against the trigger guard. And then using the same movement. Once again, when you're using the techniques against a semi-automatic or single action type of revolver, it's very important today I'm kind of using a bigger circular type of movement. But once you master the techniques, as you make them quicker and make the circle smaller, then your techniques are applied more rapidly and also with more torque and power. So as you start out learning initially the techniques, you may overreact or have excessive movement, as I call it. Then as you perfect it, you'll cut down the amount of movement and apply it into the